Hello there and welcome again to the program. This is Energy and You, a show that brings you weekly updates on events in Nigeria's energy sector with a focus on NNPC Limited. I'm Egusa Igumbo. In this episode, some cheering news in the energy sector as Nigeria's crude oil grade, the UTA Blend, hits the international market. This comes with high expectations for Nigeria's growing oil reserves. And NNPC Limited reiterated its commitment to combat the menace of crude oil theft and pipeline vandalism with modern technology, as industry experts identify pipelines as critical assets for economic development and environmental sustainability. Plus, a pledge from the National Energy Company to collaborate with key stakeholders to develop Nigerian football. Details of these stories and more in just a moment. Please join us again. Welcome again. Now, Nigeria's energy company NNPC Limited has officially unveiled its latest crude oil blend, the UTA crude grade, to the international markets. The Nigerian crude was launched at a ceremony held at the Argos European Crude Conference in London, United Kingdom. The unveiling is coming just 5 months after NNPC Limited and its partner, the Sterling Oil Exploration and Energy Production Company Limited, introduced the crude oil blend, following the lift of the first cargo of 950,000 barrels which landed in Spain in July.
The UTA crude was unveiled at the August European Crude Conference before a large audience of European crude oil marketers. The Managing Director NNPC and P Limited, NEPL, Mr. Nicholas Falkart, described the introduction of the UTA crude oil blend into the market as a significant milestone for Nigeria's crude oil export to the global energy market.
We're also building additional facilities. Today we are currently producing through a 60,000 barrels liquid capacity facility.
Falkart added that the oil mining lease OML 13, which is fully operated by NEPL and Natural Oil Field Services Limited, NOSL, a subsidiary of SIPCO Limited, boasts of a huge reserve of 330 million barrels of crude oil, 45 million barrels of condensate, and 3.5 trillion cubic feet of gas. Also speaking at the event, the Managing Director NNPC Trading Limited, Mr. Lal Sade, said the pricing structure of the UTA crude oil blend is similar to that of Amenam crude, as it is a light sweet crude which is highly sought after by refiners across the world due to its low sulfur content, efficient yield of high-value products, API gravity, and other similarities.
It's a middle distillate-rich grade, so it's very attractive to the refiners because it's a light sweet crude, have a lot of gasoline-rich and diesel.
Produced from the UTA field in OML 13 in Akwa Ibom State, South Nigeria, the UTA crude oil blend is similar to the Nembe crude oil grade. More enlightenment on the qualities of UTA crude oil was made by the managers of OML 13.
It is a light sweet crude, API 44. It's almost condensate because of how light it is. Very good quality.
The entry of the UTA crude oil grade into the market is coming barely a year after NNPC Limited announced the launch of the Nembe crude blend produced by NNPC and ITO-operated oil mining lease OML 29 joint venture.
A lot of hard work. We started off in 2021 drilling UTA and rest of the fields in OML 13. It's been a wonderful journey, and today at this point of time, introducing UTA blend into the market. It's a wonderful day, had a good experience. We as partners looking forward to enhance, ramp up the production as the MD mentioned, from 40,000 up to 80,000 in the next maybe 14 months from now.
Nigerian crude grades tend to be have a really good quality, and they are very sought after. and possibly as well Utapate, as the rest of other Nigerian crude grades in their quality.
Into a nice production development very quickly since 2019, and looking forward to them ramping up NNPC ramping up production from 40,000 barrels to 60,000 in the coming years.
The introduction of Utapate new oil grade into the global crude market signals a remarkable achievement for Nigeria, whilst underscoring the commitment of NNPC Limited to increase Nigeria's crude oil production and grow its reserves through the development of new assets while generating revenue for economic growth.
For NNPC Limited, there is no backing down in its mission to provide a safe, sufficient, sustainable and cleaner fuel for Nigerians.
The 2024 Nigeria International Pipeline Technology and Security Conference held recently in Abuja, setting the stage for critical discussions around one of the most vital components of Nigeria's energy infrastructure, that's pipelines. The discussions were aimed at formulating strategies for sustainable development in Nigeria's pipeline sector, a goal that resonates with NNPC Limited's mission to foster economic growth while championing environmental sustainability. Here's a report on the discussions from the conference.
Under the theme, Pipelines, Critical Assets for National Economic Development and Environmental Sustainability, the conference attracted a multitude of stakeholders keen on exploring the nexus between pipeline technology, economic growth, and environmental responsibility. The Honorable Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Gas, Honorable Ekperipe Ekpo, who spoke virtually in an opening remark, highlighted the indispensable role of pipelines in fostering economic growth and promoting environmental responsibility.
In line with Nigeria's commitment to global climate goals, we are championing initiatives that promote sustainable pipeline operations, including A, strict compliance with environmental standards, ensuring that pipeline projects adhere to globally accepted environmental best practices.
In a compelling keynote presentation, the Group CEO NNPC Limited, Mr. Mele Kyari, who was represented by the Managing Director of Nigerian Pipelines and Storage Company NPSC, Engineer Folorunso Fatai Karim, stressed that pipelines are the backbone of Nigeria's energy infrastructure. He emphasized NNPC Limited's commitment to combating the menace of crude oil theft and pipeline vandalism, stressing that the company was deploying technology to manage pipeline systems nationwide.
What are we doing differently in NNPC? Now we are putting in place a model that will give us a pipeline system that will result in lower security costs, low security risk, and high utilization. The new strategy that we are employing right now is to construct a high integrity and low risk pipeline. The new thing we want to do in order to get different results is to apply technology. We are going to deploy technology to monitor and manage our pipeline.
The chairman, House Committee on Petroleum Resources Upstream, and chairman of the Special Committee on Crude Oil Theft, Honorable Alhassan Ado Dogwa, in his address, underscored the integral role of pipelines in Nigeria's economic framework and elaborated on the ongoing collaborative commitment to introduce security measures against crude oil theft.
Pipelines, as the primary means of transporting crude oil, are central to this issue. Illegal tapping points and high-powered infrastructure used by criminals are widespread, while inadequate monitoring systems have worsened the problem. To address this, we must adopt a multi-dimensional approach.
Other industry experts and presentations shared insights on pipeline innovations, leveraging cutting-edge engineering solutions, pipeline infrastructure development, and tackling the menace of crude oil theft and pipeline vandalism.
This gathering provides a vital platform to share experiences, exchange ideas, and foster partners that will advance both economic growth and environmental sustainability.
Last time I showed this, Nigeria was at 0.52. So we kind of moved up a little bit. So we are making progress.
The insights generated from this gathering of influential industry players are expected to herald a new era of innovation and growth in Nigeria's pipeline network, ensuring that it remains not just a catalyst for economic development, but also a model for sustainable energy practices. For NNPC Limited, participation in NIPITEC 2024 was more than just a showcase of capabilities. It was a commitment to lead the dialogue in shaping Nigeria's energy future for generations to come, as the company is strategically positioned to enhance Nigeria's energy security, spur industrial productivity, and drive sustainable economic development.
NNPC Limited has expressed its readiness to work closely with key stakeholders in the sports sector to develop and commercialize the game of football in Nigeria. Group Chief Executive Officer of NNPC Limited, Mr. Milikiari, made the commitment when he hosted a delegation from the National Sports Commission, the International Management Group, and the Afro Sports Network at the NNPC Towers in Abuja.
Addressing the delegation, which was led by the chairman of the National Sports Commission and Minister of Sport, Alhaji Shehu Dikko, the group CEO, who stated that NNPC Limited was ready to be a part of the initiative to revamp the nation's football, stressed that football was a tool of immense value that could bring untold benefits to the Nigerian economy and to the NNPC Limited as a company.
It's not gainsaying that we're a football country. We have talent here all over the world. That's why we have exported many of them, including JJ, to everywhere. So we are a great football country, and football has a lot of meaning to us in this country. So, Chairman, you can trust that NNPC will be a prime partner in this journey to bring back value to football, reshape it, probably re-engineer it, so that the real value can come on the table. It does two things for our country. It creates happiness for our people. It will help our business and also potentially contribute to overall growth of our economy.
Speaking earlier, the chairman of the National Sports Commission and Minister of Sport, Alhaji Shehu Dikko, said football was fundamental to the economies of the best footballing countries in the world, adding that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has called for immediate action to revamp the game. He said the multiplier effects of football are enormous and could facilitate the revamp of related industries across the value chain, and it will help to drive the development of other sports. On the economist side, he said Nigerians commit almost $500 million every year to follow foreign football, hence the need to develop our football to stem capital flight.
We all believe if we get our football right, that's what we used to call beyond football. Because we see, in this country, we see football just as a game. No, but in the right perspective, we should see it as fundamental to our economy. There are so many value chain of industries and economies around the football structure that if you get it right, will create massive amount of jobs, will be a huge contributor to our GDP. There are so many industries that can actually develop and lean if you get the football right. But how do you go about it? We have to be deliberate about it, and we have to learn from the best jurisdiction, from the best what other people done to their football to get it to where it is today.
The minister noted that the international marketing group, which promotes the English Premier League, was invited as a technical partner to leverage their experience in the sport. It will be recalled that NNPC Limited once had a football club, the NNPC FC Warri, which played in the Division 1 of the then Nigeria National League before it was disbanded in 1989.
Still to come, a look at NNPC's efforts in its ongoing war to end crude oil theft and pipeline vandalism. Details of these and other stories shortly. Please stay. You're still watching Energy and You. Time now for an update on the sustained war against crude oil theft and infrastructure vandalism by NNPC Limited.
This week, between 16th and 22nd of November 2024, the industry-wide security collaboration continues to record remarkable achievements across the Niger Delta region. Within this period, a total of 145 incidents were reported by the joint effort of NNPC Limited's Command and Control Center, Tantita Security Agency, Shell Petroleum Development Company, Pipeline Infrastructure Nigeria Limited, Maton Engineering Nigeria Limited, Oando PLC, and government security agencies. In an unrelenting crackdown, illegal pipeline connections were uncovered across multiple locations. In Rivers State, the illegal connections spanned Ibuduya, Bile, Omo. In Bayelsa and Abia States, similar discoveries were made in Ogbia, Akwa Odogwa, and Ukwa West, respectively. But the fight did not end there. Security forces also exposed illegal refineries spread across Buguma, Oyibo, Obigbo, Obuzo, and Asa in Rivers State, as well as Izioma in Abia State and Southern Ijo in Bayelsa State. In a particular audacious act, a hacksaw was found on a pipeline in Umwa-Juloki, Rivers State. The vigilance of the security teams thwarted what could have been another major breach. The fight extended to illegal storage sites, with sites dismantled in Oguta, Imo State, Warri and Umuekwe in Delta State. The environmental toll of oil spills was evident with cases recorded during the week in Ipu South and West. These incidents serve as a stark reminder of the environmental damage caused by crude oil theft. On land, security forces intercepted vehicles laden with stolen crude oil in Ole and Ueli, Delta State, as well as Nkotakan and Abak in Akwa Ibom State. On water, the crackdown was equally effective, with wooden fiber boats loaded with stolen crude seized in Ahoda, Bakana 5, Oyibo, and Bile in Rivers State. The incidents were spread across various corridors: 49 in the Central Corridor, 56 in the Eastern Corridor, 8 in the Western Corridor, and 32 in deep blue water. A total of 31 suspects were arrested and handed over to government security agencies for further investigation. For NNPC Limited, the fight against crude oil theft is more than just a mission. It is a commitment to protecting Nigeria's resources and environment. With each discovery, arrest, and dismantling, the nation moves closer to eradicating this menace for good.
Now, the dangerous practice of scooping fuel from fallen tankers continues to be of great concern across the country. While it might appear tempting to scoop free fuel, The risks involved are too grave and the potential dangers far outweigh any kind of benefits. In recent times, the incidents of tanker crashes in Nigeria have resulted in fire outbreaks, loss of lives, property, and environmental damages. Energy and You went to the streets to hear what Nigerians think about this practice.
Fuel is highly inflammable. It can actually claim a lot of lives and properties, so it's actually not encouraged to do so.
When somebody sees this kind of thing, he thinks that it's an opportunity for him to get something where he can go and feed his family. Fetching fuel when tanker got accident is very dangerous.
It's not a good thing. It's not something that is advisable for anybody to do.
The dangers involve being burnt and losing your life.
My advice is, please, they say ignorance is not an excuse for you to fall victim. We should desist from this act because, number one, you are endangering yourself and also everyone around you, because assuming you take that fuel back to your house and you don't even know how to store it, so it can catch fire and not only burn you down but also burn every other person that is around you.
Anytime they see something like that happening, you should try and run away.
Before we wrap up this segment, let's hear from NNPC's acting head, Group Health, Safety and Environment, Mr. Akpabio Essien, some of the safety measures to take in cases of fallen oil trucks and, most importantly, the dangers associated with scooping fuel from the fallen tankers.
What do we need to do is to partner with government agencies, non-governmental organizations, community-based organizations to give this education and awareness to the people. That please, when you see fallen tanker, you should run away instead of going to scoop the fuel because it can lead to your death. And that will be the end of it.
Remember, the temptation of free fuel is not worth your safety or that of your community. The dangers of scooping fuel from fallen trucks cannot be overemphasized. As citizens, you are strongly advised to desist from any of such practice. We encourage you to report any fallen tanker to the authorities and spread the word about the dangers of scooping fuel. Please stay safe. Now we beam our searchlight on an exciting event as NNPC Limited joined the global community in celebrating the International Men's Day. The day is dedicated to honoring the achievements and contributions of men in a society while raising awareness about key issues like mental health, physical well-being, and the importance of positive role models. Let's take a closer look at how NNPC Limited marked this special occasion.
International Men's Day is an annual event dedicated to celebrating the achievements and contributions of men to the society. It provides an opportunity to raise awareness about issues affecting men, such as mental health, physical well-being, and social stigma. This year, with the theme Positive Male Role Models, NNPC Limited participated in the celebration through its subsidiary NNPC Retail Limited with the hashtag Inspiring Men. The day was dedicated to recognizing the remarkable impact men have on shaping NNPC Limited's vision, driving innovation, and ensuring operational excellence.
It's a very important day for us in the sense that men constitute about 75% of our customers, and they're pillars of the society, often neglected and overlooked, but they are pillars of the society, either in the family or within the community, and also even as to us as customers. So celebrating them and knowing how important they are as positive role models in the society is very important to us.
As part of the celebration, NNPC Retail presented special gifts to customers, expressing gratitude for their unwavering patronage. The gesture was warmly received by customers who shared their appreciation for the recognition.
I want to say a big thank you to NNPC, Mega Fleet. This is where we normally come to take our fuel, over 10 years or more than that. From my organization, NACA, National Agency for the Control of Race. We've been patronizing them over a decade now. So I want to say a big thanks to NNPC.
Thank you for NNPC for this. Thank you very much. The good God bless you.
Thank you for honoring me. Thank you for making it like this.
Thank you, NNPC Limited.
Marking the International Men's Day not only honored the contributions of men, but also fostered stronger relationships between NNPC Limited and its valued customers.
And as we wrap up the show, here's a rundown of some trending international energy news and the performance of oil price this week. We begin here in Nigeria with cheering news from Port Harcourt, where the refinery is back in operations after undergoing a major upgrade. The refinery commenced the processing of crude oil on Tuesday. In a statement, NNPC Limited said the refinery is operating at 60% capacity and is processing 60,000 barrels of crude per day. Resumption of operations at the refinery is expected to reduce Nigeria's dependence on imported petroleum products and reduce foreign exchange pressures associated with fuel importation. Oil prices were steady on Monday after 6% gains last week. This comes with mounting tensions between Western powers and major oil producers, Russia and Iran, raising fears of supply disruptions. Brent crude futures fell 0.34% to sell at $74.91 a barrel. Oil major Total Energies says it will stop its investment with Indian conglomerate Adani Group, following last week's U.S. federal indictment. The French giant said it was not aware of a U.S. investigation into possible bribery and corruption at Adani Green Energy Limited. It has however indicated that until when the accusations against the Adani Group and their consequences have been clarified, its position on investments in Adani Group has stopped. U.S. prosecutors last Thursday charged 8 people, including Indian tycoon Gautam Adani, his nephew Sagar Adani, and the former CEO of Adani Green Energy Limited, with promising and then making improper payments to Indian officials between July 2021 and 2024 for business advantages. Donald Trump's transition team is putting together a wide range of energy package that will be rolled out days after he takes over office. This includes approving export permits for new liquefied natural gas projects and increasing oil drills off the U.S. coast and on federal lands. The energy checklist largely reflects promises Trump made on the campaign trail, but a plan to roll out the list as early as day one ensures that oil and gas production will rank alongside immigration as a pillar of Trump's early agenda. And that's our show tonight. Thank you for joining us as always. If you missed any part of the show or previous episodes, you can catch up by scanning the QR code on your screen now. Remember to follow us on all our social media handles to get updates of all the activities of NNPC Limited. Thanks again for watching. I'm Erusa Igumbo. Bye for now.